The girl in the armor. The planet was quiet. Too quiet. Captain Leo walked through the ruins of what used to be a battlefield. Black smoke still rose from broken machines. Burnt metal, shattered walls, and ashes were all that remained. His boots made soft crunching sounds as he stepped on the cracked ground. His scanner beeped. Something was alive. He followed the signal through the broken city. Then, near the center of the ruins, he saw it. A figure. Not moving. Lying on its back, half covered in dust and ash. The armor was not human. It looked smooth, silver blue, and covered with symbols he didn't understand. It was a full-body suit with no visible face, only a dark, curved helmet. It looked like something from another world. Leo slowly walked closer. He pointed his blaster at it, just in case. Life. Science? He asked. The small device on his wrist lit up. Alive. Vitals low. No known species match. Armor technology is advanced. Leo knelt beside the figure. It didn't move. He touched the helmet. No response. He carefully pulled out his toolkit and tried to scan the suit. Locked. Encrypted. The armor was protecting whoever was inside, but also trapping them. Emotional lockdown detected, the AI said. Emotional lockdown? Leo repeated. What does that mean? The armor responds to the wearer's mind and emotions. Heavy trauma detected. Suit refuses to open. Leo stared at the figure. A living being was inside and they were hurting so much. The suit wouldn't let them out. He made a decision. Back at his outpost, Leo placed the armored figure on a clean table. The outpost was small, built for one man, but it had basic medical, tools and machines. He placed gentle sensors on the armor to keep monitoring life signs. Days passed. Leo talked to the silent figure. You're not alone anymore, he said one evening. I don't know who you are or what happened to you, but you're safe here. The figure never moved. Never spoke. But sometimes, he thought the fingers twitched. Barely. On the 5th day, he noticed something different. A soft light blinked on the chest of the armor. He touched it. The suit didn't react. But when he played music from Earth, a soft piano piece, the light blinked faster. You can hear me, can't you? He said. He continued talking every day. He told her stories about Earth, about the blue skies, the cities, the oceans. He read poems, played music, shared memories from his childhood. It was like talking to a ghost, but he didn't stop, and then one night when he was about to sleep, he heard it. A whisper. Don't take it off. Leo froze. The voice was weak, broken, and female. It came from the armor's speaker. You're awake, he said softly. It's okay, you're safe. No reply. Next morning, he asked the AI to check the suit again. Emotional levels rising, fear, confusion, memory locks breaking. He touched the suit gently. I won't hurt you, he said, but I need to help you. Please, let me take off the armor. No response. If you don't want me to, I won't. But if there's even a small part of you that wants to feel again, I'm here. He waited. A soft hiss. A small part of the chest plate lifted open. Leo held his breath. Beneath the metal, he saw skin, pale, almost glowing and smooth. Not human, but not completely alien either. He touched the exposed area with a warm cloth. The skin flinched slightly. You can feel, he whispered. You're still here. Suddenly, alarms beeped. The armor flashed. Red. What's happening? Psychic surge detected. Emotional overload. Warning. Shutdown imminent. The girl screamed, a sound full of pain, of memories, of fear. Then everything went dark. Lights out. Power dead. Silence. Leo stared at the figure on the table. The whisper echoed in his mind again. Don't take it off. Cracks in the shell darkness, silent, thick darkness. Captain Leo sat beside her in the flickering light of a backup lamp. The outpost had lost power after her scream. Her voice still echoed in his mind. It was not just a scream of fear. It was a scream full of pain, as if something deep inside her had broken. The armored girl had not moved since. Her name was still a mystery. Her past, a locked box, and the armor even now pulsed faintly like it was breathing. Leo stayed awake, that whole night, watching her, guarding her, questioning everything. Who was she? What had happened to her? And why did he feel connected? Morning came, pale and gray. The outpost's emergency systems kicked in. Weak lights flickered back to life. Machines beeped, slow and soft. Leo drank stale coffee and stared at the armor. AI, he said quietly. Status report. Life signs stable. Consciousness unknown. Armor systems recharging. Emotional storm has passed. What caused the storm? Subject is remembering. Memory walls breaking. Psychic trauma is returning. Her mind is trying to protect itself. Protect from what? Unknown. Leo sighed. His hands tightened into fists. Can I access her memories? Not directly, but you can witness them. With consent. And how do I get that? I stayed silent. But Leo already knew the answer. He had to earn it. Over the next few days, he talked more. Not just stories. Truth. He told her about his past, his regrets, his failures. He told her about the war, the one they lost. How Earth sent him here to clean up the pieces. Sometimes when he spoke, the armor's lights would blink. Sometimes a hand would move. He placed soft music in the room, played calm sounds from Earth, wind, rain, ocean waves. He didn't expect much, but on the 7th night he heard it again, a voice. This time stronger. Where am I? He rushed to her side. You're safe, he said softly. My name is Captain Leo. You're in an outpost. Do you remember anything? A pause. No, she said. Her voice was low, careful. I remember fire and running. Then, nothing. Leo nodded. You've been through something terrible, he said. Your suit locked your memories to protect you, but now, it's opening. Another pause. Why did you save me? She asked. Because no one else would. Days passed. Slowly, piece by piece, the girl began to speak more. Her name was still hidden, but her words came easier. She asked about Earth, about stars, about humans. She said she remembered a sky full of red light, screaming, something falling from the sky, and someone calling her name. Do you remember who you were? Leo asked. I think I was someone who loved peace, she said. But now, I don't know who I am. One evening, she asked him something unexpected. Can you take off part of the armor again? Leo looked into her dark visor. Only if you're ready. I want to feel again. He took his tools and opened the chest plate, this time lower, near her ribs. Her skin was cold to the touch, but alive. She didn't scream. Instead, she breathed out. Soft. Like relief. It doesn't hurt this time, she said. It's like something heavy is gone. Then something strange happened. As he touched the pillow, a memory appeared, not in words, but in images, a mind-sharing. He saw a room, round, glowing, full of light and laughter, children, music, and her standing in the center wearing white robes, not armor. She was smiling. She was happy. Then the light turned red. People screamed. Machines fell from the sky. Black ships with sharp wings. Fire everywhere. He saw her reach for a child, then everything shattered. Leo blinked. The memory ended. His hands shook. I saw it, he whispered. Your home, your world. It was destroyed. Yes, she said. Her voice was tight now. By your kind. Leo stepped back, stunned. No, that can't be true. They looked like you. Your ships, your weapons. No, Leo said firmly. Humans have been at war with each other for years. We haven't left the outer colonies in decades. It wasn't us. She was silent, but the air was heavier now. A wall had returned. The next night, Leo searched the galactic records, classified files, lost missions, Black Ops logs, and he found something, a project called Mirror Veil. Unknown ships, human designs but no records, missions to unmarked planets, everything buried. He stared at the screen. We didn't do it, he whispered. But someone wanted it to look like we did. Next day, he returned to her. I saw what happened to your world, he said. But I also saw something else. Someone used human ships. They wanted you to think we were the enemy. She didn't answer. Your pain is real. Your loss is real, but whoever did this, they wanted war between us. Still silent. Please, he said. I want to help you find the truth. The armor blinked. Slowly, the helmet unlocked. With a hiss, the visor lifted halfway. For the first time, he saw her face. It was beautiful, not in the human way. Her skin shimmered, softly, her eyes glowing like stars, but her expression was not alien. It was human, tired, lost, afraid. My name, she said quietly, is Arya. Leo smiled. Hello, Arya. Memories of fire. The sky was burning. Arya stood still in the middle of the ruined world, silent, lost, and blinking against the memories that rushed back like a flood. This wasn't a dream. It was a memory, and Leo was inside it. Hours ago, when Arya had trusted him enough to lift her visor, she had made a choice, not just to remember, but to let him see. A connection had formed between them, mental, emotional, deeper than words. And now they were inside her mind. Leo didn't know how it worked. He only knew this wasn't virtual. This was real. They stood in the center of a vast alien city, glowing with soft blue lights and floating towers. Peaceful, full of people, smiling, laughing. Children with bright eyes and shimmering skin played in circles near the crystal trees. It felt like heaven. This was your home? Leo asked softly. Arya didn't answer at first. Then she nodded. Her voice was far away. Yes, this was before the fire. Suddenly the sky turned red. A sharp rising hum filled the air. Towers flickered. Birds scattered. People looked up. A shadow passed over them. Then came the scream. Machines rained from the sky, black, sharp, fast like arrows, not natural, not hers. They flew in tight formation and opened fire. The ground shook. Explosions tore through the streets. Buildings fell. Smoke rose. Children screamed. Families ran. Soldiers in silver armor rushed forward, but their weapons were useless. The attackers moved like ghosts. Too fast. Too smart. Arya stood frozen. Leo tried to move, to protect her. But this was a memory. He was only a witness. Arya finally whispered. They came without warning. We didn't even know what war meant. He watched her past self run through the flames. She shouted for someone. He couldn't understand the word, but it sounded like a name. She reached a temple, an old building made of shining stone. And inside, someone waited. A human. Leo's breath caught. He had short black hair, pale skin, and wore a strange mix of human and alien tech. No, Leo said quietly. That's not possible. The man handed Arya something, a small box. You have to go, he said. I won't leave you, she cried. You have to survive. This world is already lost. He placed the box on her chest, and in a flash, her armor grew from it. Living metal, it wrapped around her, protected her. Who is he? Leo asked. Arya was crying now. I don't know, but I trusted him. The memory flickered. The temple collapsed. Then, blackness. Leo gasped, blinking as the vision faded. He was back in the outpost. So was Arya. She was sitting now, her face uncovered, her body still wrapped in most of the armor. Her eyes were wet. Glowing tears traced down her cheeks. "You saw it?" she asked. "I did," Leo whispered. "My people, all gone." He nodded slowly. "But that man, he looked human." "Yes. And he gave you that armor." "How? Why?" Arya looked at him with confusion. "I don't know. The rest of the memories are still locked." Leo stood, thinking hard. This doesn't make sense. If he was human, why would he save you when the others were attacking? Arya looked down. Maybe he was the traitor. Or maybe, Leo said, someone wanted you to believe it was humans who attacked. But it wasn't us. She looked up. "How can you be so sure?" Leo walked to the console and opened his secure files again. "Because we've had rumors for years. Of ships that looked human but weren't. Of colonies attacked with no clear enemy. Something's been hiding in our shadows, pretending to be us." "You think it's them?" Arya asked. "The ones who attacked my people?" Leo turned slowly. "You said they moved like ghosts. Fast, smart, right?" Arya nodded. "We've heard whispers about a species like that. Shapeshifters. Infiltrators. We call them the Hollow Ones. No face, no name. They mimic. They infect. They erase." Arya shivered. "Then they're still out there. And they still want you dead," Leo said. "Because you survived, because you remember." Arya stood, shaky but strong. "Then we find them, together." But before Leo could reply, the outpost lights blinked red. "Incoming transmission." A voice crackled through the speakers. "This is Fleet Command. Captain Leo, respond." Leo stepped forward. "This is Leo, go ahead. We received a signal from your outpost. Unknown tech. Unauthorized communication. What's your status?" Leo hesitated. "I have a survivor. Non-human. She's peaceful. She was attacked by a third-party force." The voice turned cold. "You are ordered to detain the alien and prepare for retrieval. Reinforcements arriving in 12 hours. Arya looked at him, fear in her eyes. Leo turned off the mic. "They're coming for you," Arya whispered. "They'll kill me, won't they?" "Or worse," Leo said. "They'll take you apart. They won't believe you're innocent." "Then we can't stay here." He nodded. "We need to run. But first, we find out what's in the rest of your memory. There's a reason they're coming now." Arya's hand clenched. "They know I remember. Then let's find the truth before they find us." The enemy within the outpost was dying. Lights flickered, alarms whispered in the background, and the air felt colder than usual. Not because of the temperature, but because of fear. Captain Leo packed fast. Food, data chips, field med kits, power cells. He moved like a soldier, but his mind raced like a man on the edge of something much bigger than he could understand. Arya stood near the open hatch, her face half covered by the remains of her armor. Her eyes stayed on the stars outside, far away, blinking in silence like distant watchers. She was remembering more now, and not all of it was peaceful. "How far can we get in 12 hours?" she asked. Leo pulled up a star map on his wrist display. "There's an abandoned Terra mining ship in the canyons. Old, but it might still fly. If we reach it before sunrise, we can vanish into deep space." Arya nodded, but she didn't move. Leo noticed. "What's wrong?" she whispered. "I feel something, like I'm being watched." "We are," Leo said. "They're already scanning us from orbit. The command ship arrived early, maybe even cloaked." Arya turned to him slowly. "Then we're not escaping." Leo looked at her confused. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying this was never about saving me. They let me live. They wanted me to be found. They sent you here." Leo took a step back. "Wait, you think I'm one of them?" Arya shook her head. "Not anymore. But you were their tool. They knew you'd find me." "Maybe." They hoped you would kill me before I remembered. Leo didn't answer. He remembered the assignment brief. He had been sent here after the war. Not as a reward, but as a cleanup crew. Forgotten. Left behind. Now it all made sense. They didn't want me to find survivors, Leo said. They wanted me to erase them. The wind outside howled. Arya looked at the sky. They mimic. They pretend. They could be anyone. They could even be human command, Leo finished. Arya turned. You said they're called the Hollow Ones? Leo nodded. It was just a myth to most soldiers. Strange reports, officers acting weird, entire crews disappearing, only for the ship to return with everyone saying no, nothing happened. But their eyes would be empty. Arya touched her temple. In my memory, I saw something. One of the attackers removed their helmet. For a second, their face shifted. Leo looked at her, sharply. Shifted how? Like liquid. Like they were trying to remember what face to wear. A silence fell between them. Then Leo spoke again. We have to leave. If we stay, they'll take you. And if they take you, they'll find out what you've remembered. And if that happens, they'll erase me, she finished. No, Leo said, voice hard now. They'll erase the truth. They left the outpost at nightfall, walking through the canyons with only a small portable light and a handheld scanner. The rocks were high and sharp. Shadows moved strangely. Arya walked quietly. She felt heavier now, not just because of the armor, but because of what she knew. Every step felt like walking into history that someone didn't want remembered. Suddenly, Leo froze. His scanner beeped. Life sign, human. 40 meters ahead, Arya whispered, could be a trap. Leo nodded. He drew his weapon and moved slowly around the bend, and then they saw her. A soldier, human uniform, sitting on the ground, bleeding from the leg. She looked up, weakly. Leo? Leo stared. Private Ella? You were on the Nova team. You're supposed to be on Earth. They sent us ahead, she whispered. Covert landing, but they turned on us. Who? Leo asked, stepping closer. Our own team, 2 of them, changed, their eyes. They weren't human anymore. Leo knelt beside her. Can you walk? No, she said. But Arya stepped closer. Ella flinched. Who? Who is that? She's the reason they're here, Leo said. Ella stared. You helped it? Arya narrowed her eyes. It? Ella blinked. I mean, her. Leo raised his weapon. That's not something a real human would say. Ella's eyes shifted, just for a second. Just enough. They turned black. Smooth. Reflective. No whites. No pupils. Just a mirror. Arya whispered. Hollow One. Ella smiled. Too late. Then her body collapsed. Gone. Like a puppet cut from strings. No blood. No bones. Just the empty armor. They ran. No time to speak. No time to think. Only run. As they moved deeper into the canyon, Leo sent an encrypted warning message. Command compromised. Do not trust incoming orders. Mission corrupted. Target is not the enemy. He didn't know if anyone would see it, but someone had to try. They reached the mining ship just before dawn. The ship was old, rusty, half buried in sand. Arya placed her hand on its side. Her armor lit up. The ship responded. Machines inside hummed. This ship. It's not fully human-made, she said. Leo looked at her. You recognize it? Some of it. My people built ships with voices, not wires. This one still listens. They entered. Inside, the ship felt alive. Arya connected her armor to the control node. The walls glowed. A soft voice spoke. Arya, last of Ilari. Voice print recognized. Leo stared. Ilari? That's your people? Yes, she said. And this is one of our lost scouts. Humans must have found it, changed it, but it still remembers me. Can we fly it? Yes, she said, but once we lift off, they'll follow. Let them try, Leo said. We need to find answers and allies. Arya looked at him. Are you sure? He nodded. If they're already inside human command, there's nowhere safe anymore except the truth. As the ship's engines started to rise from the sand, a dark shape appeared on the cliffs above. Black armor, no face, watching, just one figure. Still, waiting. Not attacking. Arya stared at it. That's not a scout. What is it? Leo asked. Her voice was barely a whisper. A hunter. The betrayal, the ship flew silently through the black void of space. Leo sat in the co-pilot seat, eyes fixed on the stars. His hands were steady, but his thoughts weren't. Behind him, the ancient ship hummed quietly. Even though it was patched with old human tech and Alari systems, it felt alive, almost like it breathed with them. Arya stood by the window, watching the stars pass. Her eyes weren't glowing like before. They were tired now, haunted. We're not safe out here, Leo said. We were never safe, she replied. He looked over. You're remembering more, aren't you? Arya nodded. Every minute. 2 days earlier, she didn't even know her own name. Now she remembered war, betrayal, a human who saved her, a man who gave her the living armor before the hollow ones destroyed. Her people. But she didn't know why he helped her, or if he was even real. Someone used human tech to wipe out your world, Leo said. But the more I think about it, the more I wonder. What if it wasn't stolen tech? Arya turned. What do you mean? Leo hesitated. What if it was given? They landed the ship on a hidden rock station orbiting a dead moon. The place was dark, cold, abandoned, but Leo knew it. He had come here once before during the war, when his unit was low on supplies. The place wasn't on any map, but it had something important. An uplink, deep access to human command archives. They entered quietly. Dust floated in the air. Wires hung like vines. Broken screens blinked to life as they stepped in. Can the ship connect? Leo asked. Arya nodded. Yes, but not for long. Once we're inside the archives, they'll know. Then we get what we need and disappear. Arya placed her hand on the access terminal, her armor connected with the station. The system groaned, a low hum. Then, access granted. Hundreds of data streams appeared, too many to read. Leo searched manually. He looked for anything connected to Mirror Veil, Alari Hollow Ones, and something called Project Dawn Rutone by one, files unlocked, each more disturbing than the last. File 01, Mirror Veil, First Contact. Operations. Designed to manipulate alien societies before official arrival. Includes stealth implants, mimic tech, memory erasure systems. Approved by Black Command. Test run. Sector J-17. Outcome. Collapse of native government within 4 weeks. Leo's stomach turned. They had done this before. File 02, Dawn Root Experimental Fusion Project. Combining human DNA with Ilari memory structures. Purpose. Create hybrid with perfect infiltration ability. Subject 0. Approved and active. Arya read the words slowly. Her voice cracked. Subject 0. Leo looked at her. You're not the first Ilari human link, he said. You're the result. Arya took a step back. No, this can't be true. I was born Ilari. What if the armor didn't just protect you? Leo said. What if it changed you? Arya stared at the screen. Images flickered. One showed a child in a tank. Glowing fluid. Half-formed. It looked like her. They made me, Arya whispered. I wasn't saved. I was engineered. Leo wanted to say something, but he couldn't, because deep down, he knew. He had seen her react to both human and Ilari tech. How the armor obeyed her. How she remembered both worlds. Arya wasn't just the last of the Ilari. She was both. A bridge. A weapon, or maybe a key. The terminal beeped. Incoming signal. Unknown. Source encrypted. Leo froze. They found us. Arya pulled her hand away from the console, but the message came through, not as text, but as a voice. A man's voice. Cold. Calm. Familiar. Arya. Leo, stop running. They looked at the screen. A face appeared. Human. Sharp. Clean-shaven. A military officer's uniform. General Cassian. Head of Black Command. Leo stood up. How did you... You were never out of sight, Cassian said. We let you run. We needed you to remember, Arya. We needed the armor to unlock fully. Why? She asked, voice shaking. Because you are the link, the map, the proof. Proof of what? Leo growled. Of what's coming, Cassian said. The hollow ones are real, but they're already inside us, inside command, inside Earth. Only Arya can detect them now, only her. Hybrid mind can expose them. Arya's voice turned hard. You made me to fight them. Yes, you killed my people to test me. We needed a war, Cassian said coldly. Humanity only evolves through pressure. Your pain gave birth to the only weapon we have, Leo stepped in. You turned her into a weapon without choice, without mercy. We had no time for mercy, Cassian said. The screen flickered. The hollow ones are watching now. If you want to survive, bring her home. She belongs to us. Arya stared at the screen. Then she did something Leo didn't expect. She smiled, softly, sadly, and said no. The screen turned black. Alarms rang. Arya whispered, "They're coming." Leo ran to the ship controls. "We have to go. Now." Arya stood still. "You saw the child in the tank," she said. Leo paused. "It wasn't just me." "What do you mean?" "I saw another file, hidden, deep inside the system. Another subject, Subject 1. Arya touched the console. Another image appeared. A man. Young. Dark. Hair. The one from her memories. The man who gave her the armor before the fall. He was real. She whispered. He wasn't just a dream. "Do you remember his name?" Leo asked. Arya closed her eyes. "I remember his voice. He called me sister." Armor off, hearts open. The stars were no longer quiet. Arya could feel it. A pressure in her mind. A soft burning behind her eyes. Something was waking up. Not just inside her, but around her, across systems, across light years. The hollow ones were moving. Their ship drifted through deep space, its engines low, its light dimmed to hide from detection. Leo had shut off every signal, blocked every trace. But he knew they couldn't hide forever. Not from them. Not from Earth Command. Not from the truth. Inside the control room, Arya stood still. One hand pressed to the glass window, her armor slowly peeling itself away. Piece by piece, shoulders, chest plate, arms, until she stood in her full form, barefoot, glowing skin marked by silver lines that pulsed with soft light. Her body no longer looked like armor was missing. She looked complete. Leo walked in and paused. His voice was low. "You sure you're ready?" Arya turned slowly. "I'm not ready. But I don't think we have time to wait for ready. You still feel them?" "Yes," she said. "The hollow ones. They're not far, and they're inside something huge, bigger than ships. More like a city that moves." Leo nodded. "A fleet." "No," Arya whispered. "A nest." They spent the next few hours linking data. Arya's mind was changing. She could access frequencies human tech couldn't even read. She could hear whispers, fragments of intercepted thought. A chorus of voices, emotionless, shifting. The hybrid must not reach them. The past must stay buried. We were never supposed to be seen. Leo loaded his weapon and checked the ship's defense systems. "Arya," he asked, "do you think there's still hope for your people?" For your kind? Arya paused. No, she said. I think they're gone. But maybe, if I survive, they won't be forgotten. You're more than memory, Leo said. So are you, she replied. You could have handed me over, walked away. But you didn't. He looked at her. You stopped being a mission the moment you whispered, "Don't take it off." Arya smiled gently. And now that it's off, Leo looked at her glowing form. Now you're free. A sudden ping. Inbound ship detected. Leo rushed to the console. Military signature, but not command. Arya looked over his shoulder. No weapons charged? Not yet. Leo opened a channel. A voice came through. Male. Soft. Careful. Arya, is that you? She froze. It was him. The one from her memory. Her brother. The ship docked slowly, cautiously. Leo stood by the airlock, blaster drawn. Arya waited with her hand on the door panel. What if it's a trap? Leo asked. Arya answered without turning. Then I'm tired of running from it. The door opened. A man stepped through. He looked almost human, but his eyes glowed silver, and a faint trace of Alari light marked his skin. Like her, but colder. Darker. Arya, he said. You made it. She took a slow breath. You were real. I always was, he said. But they buried me too. Who are you now? Leo asked. Subject 1, he replied. Prototype. Test. Rebel. And what do you want? Arya asked. To finish what they started, but on our terms. They sat in silence inside the ship's old war room. Her brother, his name was Kale, told them everything. How he had been created by Dawnroot before her. How he learned too much too fast. How he escaped before they could control him. How he learned the Hollow Ones weren't just enemies. They were parasites. Creatures that lived through mimicry, feeding off identity, off memory, off truth. They don't just copy, Kyle said. They replace. They become the people closest to you, until no one remembers who the real one was. Arya whispered. That's what happened to my world. Kale nodded. And it's happening to yours now. He pulled up a map. A moving star field, centered around a massive black ship shaped like a spire. This is their core nest. Hidden inside human space, orbiting a broken moon. How did it get there? Leo asked. Kale looked at him. They didn't bring it. We built it. For them. Arya stared at the image. Earth Command is gone, isn't it? Kale didn't answer. He didn't have to. Leo stood. So what do we do? Arya and Kale exchanged a look. Then Arya said, We go to the nest. And then? Leo asked. Then, I go in, she said. Leo shook his head. You won't come back from that. I might not, she said. But if I connect to the hive, I can tear the veil, make the truth visible to every system, every colony. No more lies. They'll kill you the moment you connect. Arya looked at him. Not if I use what they fear. What's that? She stepped closer. Emotion, memory, humanity. Hours later, the two ships, hers and Kale's, raced toward the hidden moon. Leo stood beside her in silence. He didn't want to say goodbye, so he didn't. He just reached out, took her hand, and for a moment, nothing else mattered. No war, no command, no Hollow Ones, just her hand in his. When they arrived, the nest opened like a flower made of metal and shadow. Thousands of Hollow Ones moved inside, shifting forms, whispering voices, empty faces. Arya walked toward it alone, unarmed, unarmored, but not afraid. As she stepped inside, the hive pulsed around her. It tried to read her, to erase her, to rewrite her, but she pushed back. She screamed, not with her mouth, but with her mind. And she let everything flow, her people's last song, her brother's voice, Leo's warmth, the pain, the joy, the love, everything. The Hollow Ones screamed, because they couldn't mimic soul. Outside, the nest cracked. Ships exploded in confusion. Across human space, hidden agents collapsed. exposed by her signal. Earth command systems shut down as truth spread like wildfire. Leo watched it all from orbit, a tear in his eye. "You did it," he whispered. But Arya's voice came through the comm one last time. "Leo, thank you for helping me take off the armor so I could feel again." The last stand, the nest was breaking. It shook like a dying star. Metal limbs snapping, shadow walls splitting. A scream echoed through space. Not sound, but something deeper. Something felt. Every hollow one across the galaxy stopped moving. Some collapsed. Others stood frozen. Arya had done it. She had pierced the hive. She had shown them the truth. Leo stood at the ship's controls, watching the nest spin and fracture through the wide glass window. He had never seen anything so massive, or so alive. "Behind him," Kale whispered. "It's happening." Leo didn't answer. His chest was tight. Arya's last message still echoed in his ears. "Thank you for helping me take off the armor so I could feel again." He wanted to believe she was still alive in there, but a part of him knew this kind of light didn't come without loss. Deep inside the hive, Arya's body floated in the core chamber. Her skin glowed like starlight. Her memories, hers, Leo's, Kale's, and even fragments from the hollow ones burned inside her mind. The hive tried to rewrite her again and again, but it couldn't. She was no longer one thing, not just Ilari, not just human, not even a hybrid. She had become something new. A bridge between all things, a voice between silence and scream. Above the nest, the final fleet arrived. Massive warships with human symbols. But Leo knew the truth. Most of command had already been replaced. The fleet opened comms. "Stand down, destroy the nest, eliminate all contaminated systems." Kale looked at Leo. "They'll wipe her out. They'll kill her and claim they saved the galaxy." Leo's jaw tightened. "Not while I'm breathing." Kale transferred the final memory spike to Leo's ship, a viral package containing everything. Arya's memories, Black Command's lies, the Dawn Root experiments, the truth about the Hollow Ones, and the footage of Subject 0 and Subject 1. "If you deliver this to the central relay on Mars," Kale said, "every colony, every station, every system will see it. And if I don't, they'll erase us," Kyle said. Again and again and again. Leo placed his hand on the console. "Set the course." As the ship's engines powered up, Kyle stared at the burning hive one last time. "She was better than us," he said. "She became what they were afraid of." Leo nodded. Someone who could feel and still fight. But the fleet wasn't waiting. One of the command ships broke formation and launched a missile directly toward the hive. Leo screamed into the comms, "Don't fire!" "She's still inside." No reply. Only silence. And then Arya's voice one last time. Clear, calm, strong. "Leo, let me go." "No. You have to. I'm already part of them. If I die here, they die with me." Leo's voice cracked. "We'll find another way. There's no time, there's never been time. You were my time, now go." The missile hit. White light exploded from the hive's heart. The entire structure folded inward like collapsing glass. And then, silence. Only the stars remained. Leo didn't speak for a long time. Kyle sat beside him, silent too. But the ship flew toward Mars like a bullet of truth. When they reached Mars orbit, they were met by interceptors. The same voice came through. "Unidentified ship. You are ordered to turn back. Do not approach the central relay." Leo opened the private channel. "This is Captain Leo. War vet. Black Command clearance. I have a message. You are no longer cleared." "You're right," Leo said. "Then surrender." "No." He pressed send. The data spike went out to every screen, every station, every colony. Within seconds, the truth flooded the galaxy. Screens everywhere began to play. Images of hollow ones wearing human faces, secret experiments on innocent species. Arya's memories, the war on the Alari General Cassian's betrayal. Leo and Arya's final exchange, the galaxy erupted. Earth command fractured. Real humans rose up. Rebel fleets changed sides. Hollow infiltrators were hunted and exposed. But the cost was heavy. Arya was gone and Leo was never the same. 6 months later, on a small green moon, a garden grew. In the center stood a tall crystal statue, half human, half Alari. Glowing softly, children came to see it, to hear the story of a girl in armor and the man who took it off, so she could feel again. Some say she's dead. Some say she became light, but others say, on quiet nights, if you stand by the statue and place your hand on it, you'll hear her voice, whispering through time. You're not alone. The end.